Big Numb Recovery, and the General, I salute you, sir, playing for Power Rangers, while Hellraisers, you should know their roster by now. If you don't, you've got, wow, I always want to call him YOLO Warrior, but you know, I got all that anyway, Yawa. YW, Shashlo, Goddamn, Undershock, as well as Afo. They are all inside the game, ready to play this game, and you might notice that I haven't let my co-caster speak. And it's not because he's like sitting here and just like muzzled. Yeah, come on in, Cap. Come on in. Speak of the devil. I could have actually almost passed it off as me just talking for like 3 minutes before the game began, without people even knowing. But yeah, both Cap and I didn't actually get the message. Thank you very much to our conference we're in for not delivering it to us. The admin did. Like, there's no problem for the admin. He actually told us. But yeah, the game got rescheduled, so we were rushing around, and Cap is now... I'm guessing he jogged by the sounds of him panting, because he's a lot fitter than I am. Like, I would be panting like that just walking up the stairs. But let me give you some audio, Cap, and we can welcome you to the broadcast.
Hello.
Hi, Cap.
I was at the gym.
You're at the game?
Yeah, I came in. I was like, Durka was here, I think, casting. Yeah. But like, there was no one in the office, so I was like, okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do some grocery shopping.
10 seconds.
Called my girlfriend. We met at the grocery store. She took the groceries home. I went to the gym.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm in the middle of a warm up. Toby calls. I'm like, oh, great. So yeah, I'm a little sweaty. I didn't get a chance to shower, but it's all good. I'm here for Dota.
You bring a certain flavor sweat to the.
I don't smell. I checked. I don't smell. I was very early on. I was like literally. I was like on the warm up. I was jogging on the treadmill. I wasn't. Like, otherwise, you would notice. I would be drenched in sweat when I work out. It's not pretty, man. It's not pretty at all.
And this is why I don't go to a gym, so I don't have to watch the unpretty Cap. I'd like to keep the image in my mind of Cap being a beautiful person.
To be fair, all that unpretty Cap just turns really, really red and looks like I jumped into a swimming pool. So,
okay.
You know. Anyway, Power Rangers versus Hellraisers.
I don't know if I'm just louder today, but people are saying I am too loud, so I've turned myself down a little bit.
Well, you are a very, very loud person in general.
I am. I was actually excited. It's a spur at the moment thing, so I'm currently like running on adrenaline, because I was just like sitting out there having a nice chat with Durka and Hendrik. We're just like talking about some different things, and then I'm checking through my Skype messages, and like this thing then just flags up. I'm like, what? 6 p.m. It's like, oh shit!
Jesus.
that was my reaction. I'm like, but yeah. Well, let's look at the game, Cap.
Sounds good.
Let's look at the game, because they're almost finished the draft. But don't worry, as always, we made sure we're inside the draft as early as we possibly could, so you can watch the whole thing unveil. And what a shame that Earth Spirit's banned out. Screw you, Jirax. As well as the Chen. 2 heroes who I know during most of Starladder have been up in everyone's mouths, at least.
Yeah, one of the things that really stuck with me about Starladder was how hard it is to draft against Alliance, because I was actually I watched the games with 1437, Bulba, and Zai. And they were talking about it, and the drafts in particular are always interesting to me, because that's something that I feel like most unfamiliar with, because I was never in a captain's role. I've never drafted for a team when I played competitively, so it was like something that I don't really have the best grasp on. So just listening to them and like trying to run through ideas and stuff, it feels like it's very difficult to draft against Alliance. So other teams who are ever able to emulate Alliance's playstyle are going to have the same kind of strength. So, you know, when I immediately look at the draft and I see Furion on one side, Lone Druid on the other, you know, that says a lot to me. Power Rangers also picking up the Sven. Feels like that's one of the big pub heroes right now, is the farming Svens that pick up Helma Dominator, go S and Y, and stack up Ancients. They get farmed incredibly quickly. And you've got a similar, in a way, Ancient farmer in Gyrocopter. He's not as efficient as Sven, but he can fight a lot earlier.
Okay, so you're talking about like what is the rotation timing then of this event? Like if you're going S and Y kind of build, I'm assuming you want to actually push down some lanes or fight.
Yeah. So typically carry Sven is pretty aggressive. I would say
5
that the old
seconds
carry Sven
remaining.
was like a Starladder. In the one position that you see now where he picks up an early Blink Dagger and he goes and he
Reserve time.
initiates for his team, and you usually have a harder carry as your mid laner. But that was the old meta. The new meta, Sven is a bit more farm oriented. The reason he gets S and Y is just because it's one of those really efficient items. It plays off of something he kind of needs, which is mobility. You want to be able to make sure you can stay on a hero. So movement speed plus the main proc is really helpful. Again, really efficient stat-wise, so it helps out when you clear through the ancient stacks. And I would say in general, oh man, oh there's another, oh god, that's another pub hero, guys.
Dude,
That's another pub hero.
I was playing with Blitz the other night, and he's just walking around, and every time he kills someone, he's just screaming at imbalance. It was.
That sounds like Blitz, yeah.
It's exactly Blitz. Like, this is a hero, boys. This is a hero. I'm like, okay, Blitz.
I mean, the mid laners right now that are pretty damn dominant, Death Prophet, Invoker, OD are the top
10
three in my
seconds
mind.
remaining.
I can't actually see heroes that are
5
stronger than that.
seconds remaining.
For example, Power Rangers banned away Viper, right? That's a mid hero if you want to talk about it and be like, oh, but why is Viper banned? Well, that's specifically because they picked up a Sven. They wanted to run a Sven lineup.
Yep.
Viper, so good at kiting, and ooh, a Bat Rider. So they're actually going to be running a mid Bat Rider in the same preference that Alliance does. I wasn't sure how many other teams would do this, because traditionally, that was one of the interesting things, right? The off-lane Bat Rider that Universe ran, so much more ineffective than the mid Bat Rider that S4 runs.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think Bulbo was talking about, since he has so much experience in the off-lane. It seems like you really need that guaranteed amount of farm that you're going to get in the mid lane. And plus, Bat Rider is really strong in 1v1 matchups right now. Just because the change of... Like, obviously, Napalm was always
10
strong, but I
seconds
think that
remaining.
Firebreak actually makes it a little bit stronger because it's now tick damage. So if
Yep.
you have Napalm stacks on you, it makes it even more effective than it was before.
Warriors of the wood.
Well, it's time to get into it, man. And, I like how you do
Prepare
also
for
reference,
battle.
like the offlaner for Universe's Bat Rider is more ineffective than S4, but S4's been playing out of his mind of late.
Oh, yeah, S4
Like-
was great. He was the MVP of the tournament for me.
Yeah. Like, his timing, I don't know about it, because I remember, like, you tweeted out at the end of... I think it was at the end of the Team Liquid versus Alliance game. And you were there going, at the end of game 1, like, there were a lot of things which weren't 100%. Like, there was some weird moves going out, and it's like...
yeah, it was
okay,
a very messy game.
yeah, but there's... I just remember, like, the old execution of Alliance, like, if we go back 2.5 years ago, and everything just felt so much more polished back then. And S4, like, for me, I looked at it, and it gave me flashbacks to that moment, but even better. Like,
Yeah.
it looked even stronger. But we'll see how it
30
goes in this game
seconds
with the
to
mid-Bat
battle.
Rider. That's obviously where we started off with.
Let's see, I wasn't so confident about the mid Bat Rider call just because it's Hellraisers. I believe Shachlo usually plays the mid, but he's also, I believe, their Lone Druid player. So anytime Lone Druid's going to be picked up, Afo and him kind of like swap roles sometimes. Because last time I watched Hellraiser, Shachlo was the
The
Zeus.
battle begins.
Okay.
I was meant to have this.
Yeah, you're gonna throw him to the offlane this time around.
Yeah. I've seen a mid Lone Druid, though. It's... that hero's just strong wherever it goes. Let's put it that way. Off lane, safe lane, even a mid Lone Druid, it's all good.
Don't know what you're really meant to
Oh,
do
nice
against
play.
it.
That is very smart by Bignum.
It's a nightmare to keep the bear from pulling the wave back. That actually ends up helping them because this top wave now is going to be almost in range of the tier 1 tower. But this mid has just been going ham. Is it always great for General to do something like this, to actually go Astral Imprisonment, now that it doesn't have, like, the intel steal? Shashlo? Oh, maybe he's a little bit too far up here. They've still got the Nightmare available, which will buy time for recovery to just reposition himself, but maybe they don't even need to. Not when Big Num's getting perfect body blocks off, and that's going to be First Blood in favor of Power Rangers.
That's one of those situations where I sometimes struggle when I'm playing the off lane in whether or not I should spend the extra bit of time eating a tango on my way back or just keep booking it backwards. And it looks like the tango, if he had eaten it, might have saved him there, the extra bit of regen from that last bait hit. But it's a tough lane. I didn't really think the Bane was going to be that efficient, just because he blocked that early pull from the lone druid. That's something that you really do have to identify. Just like when it comes to Darkseer off lanes, you need to be able to identify shutting him down at the very beginning. So Darkseer, you want to try and zone him out before he gets level 2, whether that's zoning or denying the creeps, what have you. And lone druid, it's the pull.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of players used to do in the past. Like they would actually commit like 3-4 players to actually kill off the bear.
Yeah.
That was when Bulldog was running it off lane. You had this stout shield and tangos on the bear, so it could regenerate and get back, and you wouldn't just have to burn your first bear.
Yeah, that's what I've been picking Oracle versus Lone Druid sometimes, just because the fact that that early Q, when he goes for the pull, it can keep the bear in place for so long that maybe you can actually kill it, which will make the pull actually worth it to your side, just because there's so much gold. But there's the reason the Lone Druid's so strong right now. You gave him a pseudo escape mechanism.
It's kind of crazy. Like you get Vax back like that, so he couldn't get the Nightmare timing or like Brain Sap kind of timing. And there's no real reason to go for it just yet. Like you got the Mango on this Ven, so he can have a stun at will. And Bignum's done a lot of work to just try and zone out Shashlo. Well, this also helps. A goddamn rotation. Bignum's still got his Nightmare available, but Lone Druid, he waited for it. And Recovery can't really find any kind of, well, trade-off for it all.
That is so rough. Good rotation by the Oracle. Oracle is incredibly powerful, I would say, in even matchups or matchups that you outnumber somebody. One of the biggest issues I think is he has is with aggro dual lanes or aggro tri lanes. But it seems like this mid Oracle is working out fairly well, ensuring the Batrider farm. Because this is just a matchup that's going to be difficult for both sides. I think it can actually snowball one way or the other, but I think OD is one of the better mid heroes to deal with Batrider right now.
Well, normally when you go up against a Batrider, right, like you want to have something which stops him from just running at you, so he can't lacquer on the Firefly.
Yeah, exactly. So imprisonment is such a long disable. You're absolutely right. That's why he got it so early.
How long does it take actually for the sticky napalm to wear off you? Because you got a 4-second disable.
I don't think you really imprison is not going to last long enough to keep the napalm off. But the biggest thing is, like you said, you want to be able to have a long duration disable. So when he starts running at you, you don't try and turn. You have to get that disable out first and then back out. So when he kind of senses, like once he gets like 4 napalm stacks, it's usually when Batrider's going to start getting aggressive on you, and you could just respond with imprison, run back. Maybe you'll miss some CS or something, but I think it's okay.
I'm also interested to see the presence of Cheshire Cat. Like you run an off-lane Prophet and you've hit level 4 minutes in, so it's not too bad for you. But is this the mech game? Like we talked about it previously, like what do you want to do as this Power Rangers line? Do you want to take it late? Do you want to try and push in the mid game? Like do you work with this event to give him that space to be aggressive? So you just like TP the Prophet into this top lane now that J4's up, you just force out the top lane, you kill off the Lone Druid, or you just take the tower. Yeah,
absolutely, you should, especially if you know that Shashlo has not been carrying tree choppers with him. So that may actually slow him down if you get behind him and Sprout. He has to pull his bear back in order to break down a tree. But also just pushing down the tower early is going to be helpful all the way around. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Creep wave is just a bit too far forward. Normally it'll, if it wasn't as far forward, he would aggro back to the tower.
They still had the trees from Cheshire Cat, so they were taking it up to keep the catapult alive. So they had still a lot of push power behind Power Rangers. But that's also the beauty about an early Nature's Prophet. Like he's such a cheap army. TP him anywhere he needs to go, does the push, takes the tower, and then you just rotate back to your lane, get as much experience as you possibly can, then you do it all again when everyone groups up.
I think that the Batrider is going to be a bit ineffective in this game unless the Lone Druid gets really big, but it seems like they're doing a good job of keeping him a bit shut down. Because what's going to happen later on to the game is the Batrider is going to be looking for those pickoffs. He jumps in, he grabs somebody, but the global silence is going to be the response. It won't stop Batrider from dragging someone back, but it will prevent all the incoming nukes on that one hero. And you're looking at these heroes, and most of them have some sort of defensive mechanism, or they're tanky. The Silencer is the one not to be caught here, but the Bane, Sven, and OD have some way to protect themselves if they're not immediately blown up. So this is going to be a bit difficult for HR because I think they are really reliant on that pickoff mechanism in order to ensure heavily that they win team fights. I think Power Rangers have a pretty damn decent lineup. It's not superior in team fights in the mid game, but it's like close enough that they can make it work if they have just a slight advantage or better farm.
Looks like Power Rangers are about to start an engagement. General doesn't have his ultimate available, so he's just got the arcane ult. So he's looking at Hellraisers who are about to group up, but Prophet can come from behind and so can Big Numb. In fact, yeah, I was actually looking for the Prophet TP in, so he is going to come in behind the tree line, and from there he can block in charge loads, so they have to run forward towards J4.
Yeah, they may still fully commit on to J4 if Gotham can get that Q on J4. Slow him down.
Just be concerned about what you'd lose in return.
Yeah. One of the unfortunate things about playing Oracle against OD is that the pure damage that OD puts out makes it so your Q or your W is not very effective as you like it to be. The problem with Fate's Edict is it's not really a problem, it's just one of the small downsides. It has very low range, and Oracle wants to sit farther in the back. So you're usually going to be using it defensively to save an ally and protect them from magic damage and then heal them up immediately afterwards. But in this case, the best use of it is going to be using the Fate's Edict on General to prevent him from right-clicking, but that also puts your Oracle really far forward.
Well, they are going to initiate on J4. Support hasn't arrived yet, and Prophet actually ended up cancelling his TP. So J4 just starts to run. Charge loads actually quite low until they get the entangle on J4. That will allow them to ensure the kill. But if that entangle didn't hit, there would have been a very high chance that Silencer would have escaped.
Yeah, that's the problem. You look at the map and you see, oh, there's like 4 heroes of Power Rangers all kind of in the same area. The thing was, HR were grouped up as a 3-man, and they could just force it in one direction and just break that poor Silencer.
That ward got de-warded very, very quickly.
Pretty common ward right now.
They also saw him move in.
Yeah, can you check out that gyrocopter? See whether or not. Oh, yeah.
Watch it try and kill off Cheshire Cat.
Oh,
unsuccessfully, though. They didn't have a stun anyway, but they just couldn't reach him to do the damage.
I'll be interested to see whether or not he does go Hamadam. He hasn't yet. It's okay to
go something more like a drums in replacement for it, or?
I think it just kind of depends on what your thoughts are on the game and where you think your best opening point is. You do have 3 cores who all need an okay amount of farm. They can be really aggressive if you just build it the right way. I don't think you can compete in farming efficiency against this Sven. Like I was talking about earlier, Sven's just a bit too good at it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So yeah, you can already see he's building into the Helmadom. So maybe Gyrocopter won't. Maybe he will go for like, a drums build, SFY, play really aggressively.
Oh, nice little catch out over on Afro. They actually commit the ulti. That last ult will not be enough damage. Down at 25 HP, and Afro tries to thread the needle between the 2 camps to make sure he doesn't deny himself as well.
That would have been a huge kill. That would have been Blink Dagger. Completely shut down. That's one of the biggest things in this game is preventing the Batrider from getting a good start. If he gets that early Blink Dagger, he gets a couple of pickoffs. Next thing you know, he's got Force Staff, and the Global Silence is as a counter to. It's not like a full counter; it's like a pseudo counter to the Batrider. It just becomes less and less effective the more mobility Batrider has.
But they don't get it, which means Hellraisers have a chance where potentially they can be looking for initiation targets. And the Prophet should be a little bit more careful. I'm kind of surprised that Cheshire Cat went in for a phase grip build on Nature's Prophet. There's something I normally see when a Nature's Prophet is just trying to win the lane presence more than anything else.
Yeah, this is that... it came ever since that Blade Mail build that Admiral Bulldog was doing, where like Max Null Talismans and Blade Mail picked up.
But
a lot of
even then, like, you
focus
still got the phase grip early on just so you get the last hits in the lane. Like it was more of a lane presence thing more than a... Because like obviously the Null Talismans gave you the life to then tank with the Blade Mail, but the phase boots just remove all of that.
Yeah, I think personally phase boots puts more pressure from his TPs. I would be a little bit more scared of a Furion that's able to like keep up in movement speed and still dish out right clicks if you're orb walking correctly.
Attack.
So I would still like the build. I'm interested to see what his thoughts are about like mid to late game build.
Dire's bottom tower has been
Wow,
denied.
okay.
Yeah.
So phase bits are actually more popular this patch.
Yeah. What did the key things about this patch is? Oh, there's the pick.
This is the effect of that Blink Dagger we're talking about for general. Oh, okay, with the Death Ward, he's going to imprison himself. The Paralyzing Cask and Death Ward doing so much damage to Big Num, but now the Global Silence, because they gave the space to J4 on the top lane, he has that available. Recovery cannot finish off the Oracle. That's a real hero. With a call down, J4 will be the first casualty of war. Recovery to follow very quickly, getting caught out in the river. You do have that Wrath of Nature popping in, and Cheshire Cat goes for the kill, able to find us. The Bat Rider will die. Big Num trying to buy some space, but Undershock's going to remove it straight away. The Nightmare, Cheshire Cat, he got taken off by the Gyrocopter. But it's all a little too late. So Nature's Prophet, he'll go down, and a team fight going the way of Hellraisers.
Yeah, Power Rangers should have been happy with just the recovery and saving General's life in that situation. That was the first reveal of the Blink Dagger, was a smoke as well on the bat. That would have been well worth it, the time invested just to save OD, but they got greedy. They tried to punish HR, and then the secondary wave came in from the Hellraisers with that Gyrocopter coming in from the side. They really should not be greedy because HR are stronger in team fights right now. The Gyrocopter's at his peak. You don't have the best way to be able to stop his damage because HR actually took one of the best counters to Gyrocopter, the Oracle.
Wasn't even one of the best counters to almost every hero.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle's a fair and balanced hero. Fair and balanced, Toby. That's why I keep spamming it in pubs when I'm forced to play the 5 position. Because, you know, if I'm going to play the hard 5, I might as well play something that's OP.
You said fair and balanced, Cap.
Well, you know.
Dire's middle tower.
Ice Frog works in mysterious ways, Toby.
I need to hold up that sarcasm sound a little higher. Afro's going to go for another jump. Time he's going to commit onto J4. Big Num a little bit too far away. They go for the Sprout, but ends up blocking J4 closer to the Hellraiser's side.
What were the odds?
Oh, yeah. Power Rangers are in super trouble.
Dire's middle tower.
It's that Blink Dagger. Like, if that gank worked up on top, like you pull the OG
Radiant's
into an
top
unfavorable
tower is under
engagement, and then
attack.
Power Rangers get picked off a little bit
Dire's
more.
structures
Then they
are
have
fortified.
like smoke gangs coming in.
Dire's middle
It seems like
tower
Hellraiser's
under
always
attack.
getting the upper hand. Yeah, yes, the Global Silence is burnt, but it's almost like one of those like Naga Siren, like disengage kind of Song of the Siren kind of things.
What's
you just gotta
Undershock's
back
build?
the hell out.
The Gyrocopter. He is going the Helmet Dominator, but they're still putting pressure.
Global Silence, there's no way to cancel that. That Wrath of Nature through, that Gyrocopter's still not dead yet. He gets the call down off. Paralyzing Cask won't bounce either, so the Gyrocopter will just end up dying, but you just burnt Fiend's Grip plus your Global Silence for that, and you used your God Strength too.
If they can get the tier 1 tower, it'll be
Dire's top
well
tower
worth the double
is under
ultimate.
attack.
But it's also trade time.
Yeah. I think that's still okay, because I was going to say one of the big things for Hellraisers is if they can keep up the pressure on Power Rangers, they will take control of that Ancients camp a bit better. Because they're already blocking out a lot, and Power Rangers haven't countered
Dire's
it.
top
So
tower
They're
is
TPing
under
out,
attack.
so they're not going to get the tower. Very close on that stun, but the Paralyzing Cask recovering, and J4 have a hard time getting away from this one. The Nightmare from Big No will protect him, and then Oracle doesn't give two hoots. He just...
Dire's
He
top
really
like, oh, you saved that hero. Here, let me just one-shot it.
Dire's middle tower.
So
is
you
under
don't take the
attack.
tier 1 tower, you lose your tier 1
Dire's
tower up on top
structures
lane,
are fortified.
and you lose your silencer as well. Now they can go for a blink initiation. Louis Cheshire can be dragged back. Big Num can at least Nightmare. He takes out the Oracle, the most powerful hero in this team fight. But he'll also die now, Big Num, for his efforts behind the tier 1 tower. This game is getting well out of control as they take another tier 1 tower as well in favor of Hellraisers. So they have a 2 tier 1 tower advantage over PR, and they're getting a lot of kills in quick succession against PR.
Yeah, it's funny the way that things just unfolded for Power Rangers. Like, one failed kill on Bat Rider turned into, like, so much more. Sure, they made additional mistakes. It wasn't just the fact that they couldn't kill the Bat Rider. But
that didn't work. And then he gets first hit entangled as well. And now Prophet, well, he was thinking about coming in. Goddamn's got nothing more to give here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
is that the SMY build for the Sven, or is he going early BK?
It is the SMY.
Still SMY.
Dire's
So
bottom
as you can
tower
see, the
is
camp,
under attack.
the ancient camp, has been
Radiant's
blocked
middle
out
tower has been
for the last
denied.
like 2 minutes or so. And this is something that Hellraisers, if you're not, because we've made this mistake before when we're like scrimming and stuff. If you don't take out that Sven ancient camp, then you need to put pressure on the enemy team and start taking away those tier 1 towers.
Well, they seem to have done a little bit of both.
You got to punish this Sven for going this farming build, you know, where he maxes out speed and stuff.
They're actually going to push. Here comes the smoke. Recovery looking for a good initiation. Again, they focus on that gyrocopter. The global silence allowing for a full fiend script duration. The bear came from behind, but now they just nightmare and keep the Bat Rider out of this place. We split into multiple parts. The Witch Doctor Deathward just going to work at the moment. Recovery can now finally kill him off. But this Oracle standing his ground as gyrocopter flat cannons out so much damage. He needs to finish the job, and they basically managed to do it. Hellraisers killing Power Rangers underneath their own tier 1 towers, but Power Rangers also willing to dive into the tree lines to try and chase them, and well, that Oracle.
Well, Silencer got one, at least, in the end. That was... I mean, Oracle just stands there, he like takes out one hero, turns on the Furion who's right-clicking, and he's like, oh yeah, your right-clicks are nothing compared to my 600 nuke. Yeah, so... Power Rangers, I think, were in like kind of desperation mode, in a way, that they were trying to force stuff too hard, and now they're just getting punished out of...
They did at least force the buyback on the gyrocopter, but at the same time, even with the buyback, the gyrocopter's still not really that crippled.
Oh yeah, he probably made back his gold, or at least if you look at it as a sort of team net worth investment, well worth it.
Yep. Without him, they wouldn't have won the fight. Like that level 4 flat cannon kicked in, and this is without any real damage dealing items on him, and he took out most of the life of Power Rangers.
Yeah, it was probably after the war cry was down from the Sven, so... that's the one thing, Sven is actually really effective in that way against Flat Cannon, because he pops war cry and...
But he's only got 1 point up in the war cry.
Yeah.
It's only plus 5 armor right now.
He'll get more later on, but it's because you correctly looked at Undershock. He doesn't really have that much physical damage. Yet, later on when he does, you'll need those higher points of armor for your team.
Oh, another smoke move from Hellraisers. HR really being on the mark for this, and now they're going to find him. Pick him up, drag him away. The Fiend Script, however, from the Bane. Okay, there's one way to break him free. With a cooldown follow-up, the Flame Break trying to push Recovery back into the slow of the cooldown. But his War Cry will protect him and give him the movement speed to walk away.
Nope. Zerion.
I don't think he has control of that unit.
Yeah.
That one belongs to this Sven.
It would have been Zerion building. Is he going pipe next? Is he going pipe next? He's got the... Oh, he's going Vlad. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, mech pipe? Furion? That makes no sense to me. But, okay, this makes a little sense. I do like the mech pickup. The supports weren't going to be able to get it, and they needed some early team fighting style.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Because otherwise they're just, as we've seen
Shan
again.
has fallen to the dark. Radiant's bottom tower is
So
under
Vlad's
attack.
would be a nice pickup.
The trade-off. So Hellraisers grab the top tier 2 for the Roshan of Power Rangers. The Aegis carry that they give to the OD as he just spent his money for buyback as well. Actually, no, he should have enough now. Yeah, he does. Because he bought the Rod of Atos. And you still did get a trade-off because you took out the tier 1 tower at the bottom.
Now, while the farming efficiency of Nature's Prophet and Sven early on will probably outdo the Lone Druid and Gyrocopter, respectively. Once you have that Radiance up on Lone Druid and you get a little bit more physical damage on the Gyrocopter, Power Rangers won't be able to keep up. It's the Radiance that really makes the big difference. Lone Druid farms so much faster with that. It's the small things like being able to just run the Lone Druid down a side lane without actually having your hero there, just the bear, and burning through creep waves. That makes it really efficient. Like you always should be farming something as a Lone Druid, just because, I mean, you can. No other hero can really do it quite like you can.
So it made him so unique back in the day. That was when the power of the rat was probably at its strongest. And this hero is just... I guess the fact that Hellraiser's also got both the Lone Druid as well as the Oracle on their side. And there's just so much to work with those two. the two balanced heroes of the patch.
Don't sound too salty, Toby.
I'm not.
Have you had some bad time?
I just don't play either of the heroes. Like it's more of a.
When's the Drow Ranger imbalance time coming, guys?
Exactly. Now you're talking my language, Cap. They're gonna try and beat into Shashlo at the moment. And he will die. He will die fairly quickly.
Beginning to sound like Ortur, Toby. When are my heroes gonna be imbalanced?
Fair enough. Hey, at least the Nature's Prophet is doing bloody well. So that's one of
true.
my.
I forgot you enjoyed that hero.
Unfortunately, though,
I thought it was spoiled.
Most of the lanes can't support a jungle
Dire's
prophet.
middle tower.
Because that's the only prophet I play. Because you start with Iron Talon, and you can just you power level so quickly on the prophet.
Yes.
The problem is the rest of your lanes are just so weak because of you're taking your jungle hero.
Yes. I've dealt with many of Iron Talon into Midas for X offlane or X jungler hero.
It's so efficient.
Yeah.
It's so efficient, but you sacrifice so much to your team to do
it's just like, oh, look how much GPM I have, guys. I hope my team carries me. yeah.
It's pretty much it.
The epitome of most selfish player I've ever seen.
Oh. Hi, Cap.
I wonder what Silencer's gonna go for here. Is that a 4-staff with that Staff of Wizardry? I think so.
Yules?
You probably need
It's a Yules.
Yules.
One way to stop the Witch Doctor from doing his Death Ward.
Okay.
Can the Oracle, because the Oracle can't protect from that.
It's an active stun against the Batrider. Yeah, well, stun in a way.
Yeah.
To prevent somebody from pulling.
It stops the drag back at least.
Yeah, I get that. I was thinking 4-staff because you want to, after that person has been pulled back, you need to get him back into position. It also is effective against the Lone Druid route. But, yeah.
I'm feeling more and more like Power Rangers actually have enough damage to win the team fight. Okay, they haven't used the Aegis Immortal at all. They've been trying to. Hellraisers have not been given the opportunity to fight. But this BKB is almost here. In fact, it's here now for recovery. J4 having something like a Yule Scepter makes it more difficult for Hellraisers just to get full duration channels off for the Death Ward or other things. He's a real problematic hero now for Hellraisers. And the OD is finding more and more damage as he gets more and more levels. A good amount of cash up your sleeve too.
I would say that this is kind of like their peak when I was looking at it and thinking when Sven and OD both get their secondary items, that's when they'll kind of hit a peak for mid-game power. I'm not convinced they can take a fight against Hellraisers though. I think that
I'd say it's a pick-off fight anyway.
Yeah.
You just get some aggressive wards up, which they do have a couple of. And then they just smoke down, go for the kill, the Prophet keeps the lanes in control the rest of the time, and then just TPs in to help them. I'm really not so certain about this build, because when he TPs in to help them, he's basically mech and aura. That's pretty much it. If this is what I think it's going to be, which is a Scythe of Ice, they're also going to have, adding a Disable, there's just no damage coming from your offlaner, so they rely heavily on this event as well as the OD to stay alive.
Shout out to S4 in the chat.
Oh, we've got the son of Magnus himself.
Yeah.
We still have to play more ping pong, S4. Next major.
Oh, then Radovatos they've got.
No, they used it on the bear. The spray doesn't work from Cheshire Cat.
Oh, okay, they still got it. They still got it.
They can at least kill off the bear.
Or do they?
That's 4 seconds of no damage, and okay, no, he's dead. Silence was there.
For a second there, I forgot imprisonment did damage after. So I was like, oh wait, is it just gonna get queued back?
Ditto.
Man.
I forgot the same thing.
Sometimes I keep forgetting about the changes in heroes. I was playing against a Riki today. I was just like, what is this circle that he's doing? I've lost my mind. And I was like, oh, right. Different hero now.
Didn't you know, Ricky is just being morphed into Pit Lord because they can't release Pit Lord. The Global Silence is stopping Undershock. Actually,
he can turn.
Well, he can.
Oh, where's Bigdum's? What?
They need to wait.
Where's the Fiend's Grip? Oh, Recovery popped that BKB and turned, thinking that the Fiend's Grip was going to go down. He was baiting him back, and then wait for the turn. My Bane is here. Fiend's Grip the Gyrocopter. I turn him, beat him down with my God Strength, but the Fiend's Grip didn't come out. I think he got hit by Sticky Napalm. and it seemed like his turn rate was a little bit slow, and I think that messed him up.
Oh, Aphro's gonna have a little bit of fun with Cheshire. He's got his Firefly off it, cooldown in 1 second time, so now the Nature's Prophet will burn. Can't Sprout protect himself. Just wants to TP out, but the Flame Break will easily cancel that. So a nice movement there. Beating into the lane, the Prophet didn't really seem to have a sense of urgency to get himself out of that. But maybe now they have a crack at the bottom, but with the call down, General can't get close, J4's kept back. They have the Nightmare over on the Oracle, and they will commit the Fiend Script for this, and it looks like, yeah, Undestruction's gonna leave Goddamn to die. Until he's Oracle, and now...
I think General's just like, okay, I'll steal more damage. I'll steal more.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he's gonna pop.
Yeah.
He's gonna pop.
It's just the fact they still have to commit so many abilities to ensure it.
Yeah, it's really. I think that's actually maybe started the balance of Oracle. If there was actually a better measurement to tell how much damage you're going to be doing to him, because the thing is that you overcommit damage whenever Oracle uses his ultimate, especially on an ally, like a critical hero. Like I've played against Oracle Slark, Oracle Huskar. There's some real like gimmicky stuff that you can do with that ultimate in any sort of healing combo. And you just end up over-committing so much damage into that one hero to make sure it dies when it pops that you don't have anything left when the rest of the fight goes on.
Oh, hello J4 and goodbye J4.
I've got my ear.
The idea was right with the Eul Scepter. Unfortunately, it already took so much damage he was dead. We get a Bleak Decker now on recovery, so kind of like a real initiator, I want to say, for PR.
Oh yeah, that was something that was severely lacking for them. They were always playing reactively to whatever Hellraisers was doing. The Batrider jumps in, or the Gyrocopter, throws down his ultimate. They're always reacting to that, but now they have an active form of initiation with that Sven Blink. And now the BKB on the OD, I think this is their biggest mid-game peak. Now, they'll go into the late game and still look pretty damn powerful. I'm actually not sure who wins out in that regard. It's kind of a toss-up for me. But just for the mid-game, I think Power Rangers are at their biggest strength right now, and they should maybe try and go for a Smoke Gank or something. Go for the Smoke Gank, Roshan. How long till Roshan?
Roshan's only a minute away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely smoke time then. Yeah, definitely smoke time.
Hellraisers are one step ahead of them. They're going to smoke up. This will allow them to ensure some aggressive warding. You also notice, too, the TP, which I was flagging before, from Power Rangers. They're trying to keep their aggressive warding up to understand where Hellraisers are moving and if they go missing on the map. Because right now, Recovery is showing himself on the top. Shashlo is trying to keep the presence up here with the Radiance Burn, but the rest of Hellraisers are going to perfectly wrap around, so PR need to get the hell out of here now. They want to smoke up, but it's not going to achieve anything if they do it. In fact, it instantly blows, and they catch Recovery. Global Silence or not, Gyrocopter's going to separate this fight with that cooldown. Big Gnome can at least get the Fiend Script off. Goes through the BKB of the Gyrocopter. They'll free him with the Oracle, and in fact, goddamn, he's still going to survive. There's a full duration Death Ward onto the Sven. At least his Warcry is giving him some level of protection. His General is the one to get the first kill. The stun, Recovery, no, he can't get away. Not while you have that Radiance Burn out. And the rest of Power Rangers are going to get mopped up outside their base. They're dropping Life Flies. A triple kill for Shashlo. He won't get the Ultra kill unless he can pick up Cheshire Cat as well. And maybe they camp the Flame Break, cancels his TP out. Cheshire Cat will die. They recover the gem as well. And it will be an Ultra kill for Shashlo.
Well done. Hellraisers did so many things right there. Power Rangers, the Sven correctly identified he needed to go for the Oracle, and actually did prevent the ultimate coming out for a time, but he just couldn't get enough damage to kill the Oracle. They didn't actually have any counter vision to be seen, so the Glimmer Cape saved the Oracle, and he also got the ultimate off on the Gyrocopter, stopping the last few seconds of Fiend Script, as well as just allowing him to stand and fight. And he actually managed to, between his lifesteal and some of the Oracle's heal, stay alive throughout the whole entire ultimate, and only died to the OD ultimate. But winning a fight right outside the enemy base with a lone druid on your team almost guarantees a lane of frags, if not two.
Hellraisers make the decision to be a little bit more defensive here. They just take out the tower and finish up the top racks. Potentially they could have picked off the range racks and got back
Radiant's bottom tower
before Power Rangers had their 3 big cores up again. They decide to err on the side of caution. Shashlo as well. Okay, so he's building into an Assault Cuirass. You do have the Eagle song picked up for Undershock. It's sitting on the courier right now. So his Butterfly is well on the way. And then Recovery implementing that damage into the Gyrocopter is going to become even more difficult. Like, it's already difficult enough with all the saving mechanisms. As you said, like, you even got, like, Glimmer Cape, which was used to save the Oracle, but how do you actually kill off the Gyrocopter if your Power Rangers? The full duration Fiend's Grip was, again, expended when you had the BKB already up. So they couldn't really capitalize on any kind of situation.
I wonder when J4 used his Global Silence. It's just so unfortunate that Guardian Greaves is already up on the Oracle that he's able to save himself and remove that silence. Yeah, burn! Burn! Gives it to Shachlo.
Oh, they're coming. Hellraisers, they're going to BT
God.
in. Afo's still got Blink 4 stuff. He doesn't need Firefly anymore. He's got Blink 4 stuff and Lasso. Now the Global Silence will go to work. And General, nope, the Glimmer Cape. It allows the Bat Rider to run away. Undershock will now trigger his BKB. They just want the easy kill on the OD. With a cooldown, they are going to slow him down. Maybe even a homing. Nope, they just go for it. The imprisonment comes in. This will just buy time for Hellraiser to surround him and kill him. And Roshan is still injured. The top lane is pushing in. If they wanted to, they could just force it. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They just force in through the mid. There's no OD. They can force a buyback on him, and Shashlo is just doing both at the same time. That just looks too easy.
So I'm kind of thinking about it, because it looks like it's pretty much over for Power Rangers. 2 lanes to Rax by 30 minutes, and they're also going to lose Roshan here. I'm trying to think of what went wrong, and I think I thought their draft was going to be okay. It's pretty passive, and normally I have an issue with that, but I thought, you know, with some of these reactive heroes like Silencer, the Furion's okay in early on ganks, and the OD is actually pretty good with that imprisonment. I thought they would be able to respond to some of the aggression better than they actually did, but
I thought they would have been the ones to beat the aggressors.
I wouldn't go that far, just because Sven is so farmy nowadays. So I thought that, you know, recovery's good.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually going to be a full fight.
Oh, with a call down.
Oh, that's a bad.
There's still some BKBs for Big Num, and the Paralyzing Cask going to bounce up. J4, he doesn't have Global Silence. And this Paralyzing Cask has done so much control work for them. They'll come back underneath the towers. General gets locked in by the Fortune's End and Undershock. Yeah, this game is GG'd. 25-10. Game number 1 goes the way of Hellraisers. But Power Rangers, they do have a second chance. If that's really what Afo was intending on doing, but either way, there is a second game and a chance for Power Rangers to fight back.
I think I've kind of changed up some of my thoughts on OD in the process of watching this game. I thought that the passivity of their lineup, where they don't really have heroes that are going to take control of the game early on, was going to be okay, but now that I think about ODs and some of the ODs that I've seen in pub games at that higher level where they pick up like a really aggressive damage dealing item like Orchid and just become this kind of like glass cannon, just blow you up sort of hero. I think you do need heroes that are more aggressive and take control of the game in order to free up space for the OD, because the last fight is really what it occurred to me. I was watching him try and right click that Gyrocopter and it was just doing like no damage whatsoever.